Alright, recording has been started.
Ah.
Yeah.
Ah.
Who would like to do recap?
There was a fucking escape room in the subway. We're in the subway, by the way.
Yeah, we're in the subway.
Yeah,
So-
it feels like a wild in-universe decision to make there be an escape room in the.
Yes, there's a literal escape room. We had to pay money to do the puzzles. We began last session right outside a door with a keypad that had some lettering or numbering rather on it, and it was like, oh, Irene, you recognize this is super old bitch script, like 6,000 years ago script, like a Kavian script, and I was like, that's silly, Parker. That's the wrong tabletop RPG game. It's Friday, not Monday. And Parker was like, I said what I said. So, New Dora and Enjira, same verse reveal, very sexy, very spicy. But then we were like, fuck, we need to figure out what to do with this keypad. Back we go to the building by the stairs. We went back to the building by the stairs, and there were puzzles in there, and machinery, potions as well. We had Alex drink some potions. He went blind and deaf, and then and drank chocolate milk, and it fixed him mostly. And then we put chocolate milk in a machine, and for some reason that worked. And we did other puzzles and machinery, and we got a little key card thing. We turned on the power with the little generator thing or what have you that we turned on that activated the tracks and made it very clear that we are in a subway station. And we found a note that says we gotta go talk to Monique. And as far as we know, Monique's over where this train got derailed a little bit, where there's a bunch of dead people. And I think we just left off looking at the dead people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's dead people there.
Hell.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah. Fuck. Yeah. You got it.
I got it. Julius also took a little bird that was part of one of the puzzles because it was cute, and it was a little bird.
Yeah.
I think those are all the details.
I took the bird. They can never start it again without me. I'm making myself valuable.
Yes. Pilfering ancient relics for fun and profit.
Who knows, it might be worth a lot.
Yes, it will be. It's 6,000 years old.
Yeah.
Or you might just have a little dude now.
Maybe I'll take more later.
No.
Free
The free guy. It's so true. Any guy can be free if you
I
just...
solved the riddle. I get to take the object.
And now that riddle can never be solved again.
Yes.
We're the last people who ever needed to solve it. It's fine.
Anyway.
Oh, we're going unhinged. Aster is in the subway car.
Aster is in the subway car.
Because he's the most. He has no problem with. I don't know how long these corpses have been here.
Yeah.
I am now going to take you to a map that PK watched me make and get excited about it the whole way.
Which, I mean, I sat, across the room while he made the map. I haven't seen the map yet.
Ooh,
He's been jazzed about train map. It's so long.
I love that! Yes.
Oh my god.
Oh, and we're in the back. Oh, that's really cool.
Mm-mm.
Long train.
Long
Okay.
train.
Oh,
Train.
And it's blue in the back because the things are lit up. Yes!
yeah.
I'm so hyped for this map.
So you are all outside the train behind Aster.
Yeah.
Outside of train.
That's the
I'm
train.
gonna...
Oh God, gotta zoom out. Trains.
It's train.
Aster.
Yes.
The corpse next to you is pretty much only bone.
Yeah.
A couple of scraps of dried flesh and what was probably once clothing. But long, long dead. So dead it doesn't even really smell anymore.
Yeah.
At least not distinctly like corpse, but the way old burial sites smell.
Love, you say
Mhm.
that like that is a smell that is familiar, and I am faintly baffled as to how you would have experienced that.
It's familiar to Aster, at the very least.
Yeah, Pastor knows. I don't have a frame of reference, but I'm.
The space that stretches out before you, behind what was clearly at one point some sort of curtain, is a very odd space to you. Very long and cylindrical almost, with rows and rows of seating on either side as though church pews, but clearly not a place of worship. There's a door on the other side. Through a shattered window, you can see more broken metal and the side of the tunnel. It's dark, but you have light, and it casts very long shadows, and there are sundry objects sort of thrown about. It looks a little bit like a storm ripped through here. With the way old boxes and bags and the contents inside are thoroughly spilled about on the floor and the seats. The train itself is sort of tilted a little bit onto its corner, so while the map here is very flat on, you're kind of having to stand at a bit of an angle to stand upright on the floor. And as you walk, you know it's metal. You recognize the sound of your feet against it, but you've never seen it quite like this, the sort of cross-hatching pattern down the center. And the sound underneath your feet as you take steps is not hollow, but still very...
Not hollow, but not solid either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the sound that you're describing.
It looks as though perhaps some of these seats were once covered in fabric, if not all of them, but some of it seems eaten and ripped away, the colors long faded. No, the upholstery. What would you like to do?
I mean, give what those are the others who want to join me in here a hand up. Otherwise, keep exploring.
Okay.
I'll go in.
Would I be cramped in there?
No, actually, Alex, there is more than enough space for you.
Yeah.
Oh, my turn.
It's
Thank
not
you,
even
accessibility.
it's not even your normal sort of existence where you're likely to be, you know, maybe an inch or so from the ceilings in a lot of places, but instead there's a lot of headroom here.
Yeah. I'm going in.
Now it makes me think that they were used to larger people.
Yeah.
Julius will slip inside as well.
Aster does also warn you guys about, hey, the footing's a little weird. You'll be kind of slanted.
Alright.
I think Ixalia is helping keep up the back, whereas Nin is like, what the fuck?
Fair response.
Me too, bestie.
There is broken glass both in and outside of the train. Whatever happened to this? Whereas we know it's a train, what exactly this is
Fucked up
a little. It's a big fucked up box with seats in it.
My God.
Yeah.
Just a weird tunnel.
Big carriage?
You could. It kind of looks like a big carriage. It kind of looks like. There are some very rare and minor, like, sky transportation that is still very much in development. And
Sky trains.
those of you who have seen, like, newspapers or such sort of describing things, this sort of seated arrangement with seats like one after another as though you were sort of in little small carriages pushed up against each other is sort of in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
Strange.
The sky travel technology, though, is still very much out of any of yours reaches. What little of it exists is very expensive and very ineffective.
Mm-hmm.
We're still kind of in the, like, first biplanes and blimps being built rather than actual functional, skyships or anything yet.
Gotcha.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Planes.
Planes.
Flames.
And
Enjira
blimps.
Planes. And blimps. Oh my god, they got blimps. Let's go.
Enjira blimp ride when?
I mean, Irene, you would know, a lot of people presume, like, they're not going to be functional for mass transport for a while yet.
They got fucking
It's more
blimps.
of an oddity and a novelty than a actual useful transportation at this point.
Alex doesn't know what a blimp is. Fuck, we have to teach him.
There's time.
I want to explore.
Yeah. Also exploring. Unfortunately, I can't just speak with Dead with every single corpse and go, "Hey, were you Monique?" I don't have enough spells for that.
Well,
I'm assuming Monique was the bitch in charge.
Probably. So.
She probably didn't die with the rest of these chucklefucks. She died somewhere else.
somewhere more
Yeah.
important. Well, we can go.
If you want to take the time to search the carriage, you can. If not, the other door is there, again held slightly ajar from the angle at which the door is resting. The whole cart is resting, I mean.
Is anyone
I
else
would
looking
like
through
to.
the train?
I'd like to search through the place here a bit before we go to the next
If
one.
there are people, if there are people searching the train car, Alex will go check out over here. But search train car first.
Yes.
Make either investigation or perceptions.
Okay. I'll do an investigation.
And I'll cover a perception.
So that's. Oh, that's a 19 investigation.
I'll give you both two different things, because you both got really nice scores. Aster.
Yes.
Your perception is more of a generalized sort of check over the train. And again, you see clearly what were containers, bags, boxes, scattered, with their contents sort of scattered all over the place. Some papers, some things that look maybe a bit like a book, and then like odd shapes and things that you don't immediately recognize. In a space between two of the seats, you notice there is a very conspicuous ruddy-looking stain on the floor and splattered up the wall.
Uh-oh.
But no body.
Yeah.
Julius.
Mm-hmm.
You're taking time to sort of look a little bit closer at some of the things scattered. You're getting more detailed looks at a smaller amount of things. A lot of the paper and what looks like must have been probably books at one time, the binding is unique, and the paper under your hands is oddly textured and thinner and almost sort of comes apart under your fingertips, and the writing is long, faded, and completely illegible. Some of them seem bound in slightly thicker paper that sort of bends and has bright colors splashed across the front. Others seem bound in very thick backed fiber boards, maybe? There are some things that you have no idea what even to do with. Scraps of metal, maybe, things that are clearly clearly have like a sheet of shattered glass over the top of it, but the rest of it feels oddly weighty in your hand. What?
Nothing. Carry on.
Gave me a weird look. Little tiny pieces of like thin strips of metal sticking out of clearly things that are broken in half. You find another corpse underneath one of the seats, as if it was thrown there at some point.
Clicks his tongue a little bit, makes a note of that.
Alex and Irene, the door ahead of you is not so much locked as it takes a little bit of Alex's strength to sort of shove it open. Something about it kind of resists your push, Alex, but it gives way after a nice sort of sharp push. And you exit onto a small platform with stairs on the other side, either side it's leading down. Clearly one side over here scraped up against the wall and some of it broken off. You can see it scattered back underneath the sort of long carriage. Ahead of you is another one of these little things. And by little, I mean very large things. Though it seems upright with the bottom bits that poke out of the bottom, like very clearly still resting inside the divots in the ground, though the way it sits is it sits really heavy on the ground. Yes, fitting into the slots, but to give you all some sort of meta context, there's no wheels, there's no upward rail. It sits on the ground as if it is not meant to travel directly on the ground, but instead has collapsed onto it.
Maglev.
Magnets broke.
Hmm?
Magnets broke.
Magnets or whatever magic or all of it.
Magic knits broke.
Magic knits broke.
Savage.
But while the glass on these doors is also very clearly blown out and shattered, it looks a little more intact, if even just for not having come dislodged from where it's clearly meant to sit, at least a little bit. There is also space on either side of the train that you could walk past if you wanted, though it would be kind of a squeeze, not even just for you, but for everyone besides Irene.
Poke my head back inside. There's another one of these things, I think. And it's upright.
Okay.
I'm gonna go look inside.
As you do so, as you sort of like hop your way onto this little thing climbing up the stairs, you do get kind of a peek back here, and it catches you off guard because you weren't expecting it, because there is no smell. But there are a number of partial skeletons laid out on the ground in a row.
Wait, in a row?
Yeah. Like, okay, I'm gonna grab a funky little guy who's laying down, because I don't actually have a body, but so it's gonna look like he's sleeping, but it's fine. It's just to demonstrate what I mean. Like, if you got a corpse there, you got another corpse.
Oh, and they're all partial?
Yeah, in different ways. They're not all, missing the same things.
He's real spooked by that.
They are resting on this like stone ground. One of them you can see clearly has what is probably their arms like draped over what was like their rib cage.
Oh, their position?
Someone was able to do funeral rites.
But for why? To scare my cow?
Frighten him.
Frighten him.
So yeah, although
But-
the token is called Sleeping Female, they are skeletons.
Alex is pretending that isn't there and going into the train car.
Go for it.
Nope. I'm in.
This door is not slightly ajar, but it actually comes open easier than the other ones. Almost like you don't have to fight quite as much broken machinery.
Nice.
And you are greeted with pretty much almost the same exact sight. Not copy-pasted in the details, but the room itself looks pretty pretty much just like the one you walked into. The way, belongings are scattered is different. There's clearly it's clearly a different carriage, but the differences between them are very, very slight, at least in terms of construction and design.
I look around.
Make a perception check.
Is anyone following me? I'm not warning anyone about the spooky bodies, by the way. Everyone can witness that and get freaked out the same way he did.
When Asta sees it, he is gonna see if he can go hop over and have a bit of a closer look.
You absolutely can. Investigation or perception? Alex, perception or investigation. Aster, if you're going to investigate the bodies. Investigation.
I rolled a 2 on the dice, so I don't think it matters.
You could also roll religion, Aster, if you really wanted, but...
I would love to give you religion. I was hoping for either religion or medicine, so I would love to give you a religion.
What was your total, though, Nocturne?
For perception, 7.
7, okay. You're struck by, an immediate lack of skeletal remains in this cart.
The thing I'd like to be struck by.
Even though you two can sort of... There's another of those big ruddy splotches, around this broken window. And there probably there probably should be a body there, but it's not.
Oh. Someone moved it. They must have.
Yeah.
Absolutely, you may do that.
Investigation.
Yes. Okay, I will get to Aster. Aster.
Yes.
First off, though you can't recognize any of the specific things done to these corpses, the way that their limbs are crossed is unique to you. The fact that you can see the same ritual similarity across all 4 or 5 definitely indicates to you at least some sort of ritual nature.
Someone found these people and laid them to rest.
Or the survivors dragged them out.
Yeah.
The ground under your feet is very solid, and there's no indent in the wall. There's no way to really bury them, but you see scraps of cloth.
I mean,
As
we're
if...
already underground, so...
But there's no way to bury them from this position.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
But there is some cloth scraps. One of them seems to be a little bit still covered by some of a fabric. They were possibly covered that way, at least a little bit.
Makes sense.
The fabric that you are seeing here, though it is all very, very old, it feels different. You've never felt fabric like this, and some of them are different from each other even, but you can't identify it. Not like this.
Okay. He's also being extremely careful. Like, he doesn't want to.
Mm-hmm. But even without disturbing, you can do some, like...
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks less like somebody, like, wanted to set up a creepy little thing and more, we should get these people out of whatever these carriages are, at least. Although, they must have either missed the two or just couldn't reach the two in the last carriage.
Yeah. That's possible.
Alright. Make an investigation. So a lot of the things are the same way as I described as Julius, though distinctly a little less broken. Most of it still does at least look chipped and battered, as if when this thing hit the ground, everything still shook and bounced, and whatever busted out the window still happened. But some of the damage, like the windows and the sheer level of how some of this is shattered out, you can tell that the one that you had just left was definitely knocked off of where it should sit. And so having all of that shattered out makes sense. The fact that this is also that way, though, seems to not have taken the same sort of damage in the same way is a little odd. You also notice, up in the front, there are two sort of airplane bathrooms?
Yes.
They're sort of like little cubbies in the front of this carriage, like the way an airplane bathroom is set up. Neither seem locked, but they are closed.
I feel like if I open them, I'm about to get a jump scare, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
You open the one on your right, and it too slides open sideways, like the rest of the doors here. And inside, what you find, you open the door and you find yourself eye level with what looks a little bit like a pauldron. And then you look up and you realize it's almost like there's an entire... Your first instinct is suit of armor. But then you realize that's not the case. The metal is sort of shaped oddly in that it's too thin in places, that unless, like, whoever had this armor was a very oddly shaped individual, you can't think of a living creature that would fit inside of that. The way some of it is structured and layered on top of each other looks less as if it's meant to open to have somebody get inside, and more as if it's just kind of meant to stay like that. And most importantly, when you look at up at the very top, what would be the helmet is still sort of enclosed a little bit, but the front part is almost completely gone and blacked out inside. Except for, as you were looking, you hear something, a sharp sound, something that sort of sends like a shock of goosebumps up your spine. And then and you see a little flicker of blue light inside the sort of black face of this suit of armor. zzz, zzz, and then it lights. And I need everyone to roll initiative.
Fuck.
Oh, fuck.
Oh no, Granny's right there. I knew it.
What
I
did I
moved
say was
forward.
gonna happen?
Oh,
I said if I
knew
open it, I will be jump scared. There's a robot there.
Actually, I'm gonna roll my red dice. Come on, red dice. Yeah, that's a 15 plus what? 17. Yeah.
That was fun.
I haven't
Rolling
rolled
the
good
same
initiative in forever.
Help, girl.
Help, girl. Our gnome's in trouble.
Girl.
So glad I moved myself right before Parker started describing this guy.
Mm-hmm.
How far am I? I could get there, that's fine.
But Parker, very quickly, I did send you some a very good video of little dudes.
I will see it in a second. I also have to pull
Yes.
up Nin and Ixalia.
Oh, I know what I would have. Nah, that's fine.
Though,
I
just to
bet.
make this particular combat simple, because you don't really need them, they're going to be a little bit too far back and still catching up. So they're not going to be involved in this combat.
Damned.
Yeah.
Just to make it a little bit easier for me.
Mm-hmm.
Irene,
Yes.
you are so taken off guard by the way the entirety of the inside of this helmet lights up this type of blue you have never seen before, except for the blue coming out of the ground. And then the arm moves. And the head sort of moves forward and looks down at you and tilts. And you can hear the metal kind of creaking and groaning as it does. And you hear it sort of, and then it does something kind of odd. And it lets out sort of this high-pitched, I wouldn't call it a buzzing, I wouldn't call it a drone, just like this, high-pitched, held-out, beep, almost. Just this,
Bad.
Bad noise.
and you hear something in the compartment behind you start to move as well.
Oh no.
And as you turn to look at over your shoulder, it is going to swing at you with a long, sort of thin, metallic arm that sort of pops out the end of what is clearly supposed to be its hand. That is going to be a 14.
14 is my AC, so yes.
Okay. Granny is about to get stabbed.
She's been stabbed.
Uh-oh.
No.
Not my
Nope, wrong
grandmama.
A lot of people's grandma.
You're only going to take 3 points of piercing damage as it sort of digs direct into your shoulder, and then the beep, the sort of that high-pitched noise echoes, and then it cuts off, and then it sort of starts and stops in little bursts. Like a
Sus.
The other one is going to get a swing at you as well as it opens its door on this initiative as well.
Tiki. Tiki.
This train clearly takes the no smoking in the bathrooms way too seriously.
So
that's a
true.
15.
Yeah.
That is going to be 7 points of damage.
No.
And that is their turn.
Shit.
Your turn. Mm-hmm.
How rules work. Forgotten how to play wizard. If I'm casting a ranged spell, am I doing it at disadvantage from this position?
Yeah, they are both in melee with you.
You know what Granny doesn't have? Melee. You know what Granny does have? Magic missile.
Yeah.
You know, what else Granny has? Misty Step. There we go.
Get out. Yes.
That's the strat.
Alex, you
Lifesaver.
witness this sort of happen to Granny in very short order, and then Granny, with a crack, disappears from between these two suits of armor and reappears at your side on the seat next to you.
And now that is a Misty Step is
It's a second level bonus action.
the second level bonus action, so I can still do my cantrip.
You can still do your cantrip. It also does not count as your movement.
So I can still do 2 cantrips.
Yes.
Okay. Casting Ray of Frost. That's a 22.
Yeah, that'll fucking hit.
6 points of damage on the top.
On the top one. What kind of damage?
Cold.
Alright, you're fine.
And then my second attack is going to be, oh my god, that's going to be a 27.
Both that hits, yeah.
Thank goodness.
7 points of cold damage.
So 13 total?
Yeah.
The ray of frost like splinters up the side of like the metal arm, and like flash freezing metal can do some fucky shit to it. And you watch it kind of like sink in, and like you hit it once and it like splashes cold up, and you hit it twice and it like punctures in and cracks with like an awful sound.
Granny's just gonna, we're not alone over here, just letting everyone know.
Is that your turn?
Yeah, it's my turn.
Julius.
Alright. I'm gonna try and kick these things' asses, I guess. What do I want to do to these guys? Because I'm not gonna do a fireball in this fucking death trap.
Would be kind of a flex, though.
It would be funny, though. Shit. Oh, you know what I want to do?
Stop making decisions based on what would be funny.
I want... what is the range? That's 30 feet. I'm gonna move up... I think 10, 5, 10. Would that get me within range? Yes. Just gonna take 10 feet forward and just be like, alright, I can't do much damage to them, but I think you can. And he's going to haste Alex.
It's the cow.
Yes, cow.
You are hasted. So, here, I'll put the...
What do I get?
Here you go.
I have... Well,
You
now
have
I
it
have
until
to
the spell
spend
ends.
it.
Your speed is doubled. You gain a +2 bonus to AC and have advantage on dexterity saving throws, and gain an additional action on your turn to take an attack. Dash,
Let's
disengage, hide,
fucking-
or use an object.
Let's fucking go.
So it
Okay,
lasts for
okay.
10 turns.
Alright, well,
Oh, and I would have... Do I want to... Yeah, I'll leave it as the normal concentration for that. And And I guess since that was my action, I think that's all I can do. Yeah, that's all I can do.
Do you want to move closer? You're 60 feet away, and most
Yeah,
things are.
I'm
have a
gonna
60
stay.
foot
I'm
range,
gonna
right?
let you guys be the guard between me because I don't know what they can do. Actually, hold on.
Alrighty.
Can
don't let the wizard
can-
guard you.
Can I
I am
get
the
myself
guard.
up on one of these seats to have a little bit of a vantage point?
Absolutely, sure.
Hell yeah, that's
It's a
all
little
I
bit
want
of
to
a
do.
weird. It's a little bit of weird standing. You can't really do a lot of maneuvering on the seat, but you can sure stand it and like plant your feet. Okay.
Cool. As long as I have visual on them, that's all I need, or all I want.
Yep.
That's what I'm gonna do.
You're good on that front. Faster.
Cool. Astra's gonna hear Irene yelling and run in. 10, 15, 20. Semi see what's going on, scooch forward, and am I able to see them at this point, or not yet?
You have a better vantage point on the blue one as it starts to kind of emerge, but they have cover from like a ranged attack from you at the moment.
Great news. I need a dexterity saving throw from it.
Which one? Does it matter?
Call it blue, because
Okay.
that's the one that I sort of got the more clear sight on.
That is going to be a 12.
That is a failure.
They are not the most dexterous things in the world.
That
All
will
right.
be... Sorry, I'm verifying this before I send that through. Yes, that will be 12 points of radiant damage.
Okay. What spell was it? Was this Guiding Bolt?
This was the Sacred Flame.
Oh, Sacred Flame. Yeah, so it lights up underneath, like, its feet, and, like, the way the light reflects off of the metal is actually, like, it would be fascinating to watch it go and flicker, if it, the situation were not this.
So once these things are not, we are going to play with light reflecting off these things. Got it.
Anything else?
I don't want to use any of my bonus action stuff at the moment, so yeah, that's me for now.
Alex.
I'm going to kill.
Yes.
Go for it.
Hey. Oh. I'll go here.
Okay.
Which guy should I kill more? Like,
Both taking fair chunks of damage.
okay.
Granny attacked red and Astra attacked blue.
Alright, so I'll go for red first, I think.
Okay.
I'll just do it systematically. Attacka.
Attack.
Attacka two-handed warhammer.
Go for it.
Natural 20.
Yeah, that'll fucking hit.
Oh, that's so sexy.
That like, I thought that was about to fall off the desk. Okay. Oh, I get to use my D10 for everything. Girl, why can I only find percentiles? Sorry.
Take your time.
There we go. Alright. Are you kidding me? I rolled a 1 on the fucking damage.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna die. 5. I
You
guess.
You get to double it because natural 20.
So then.
Roll a
8.
second dice. Yeah. Congratulations.
Oh, that's doubling it? Oh, do you double it?
Yeah.
Do you double it as roll a second dice, or do you just double the number?
I roll. Okay, so Pathfinder is you just do your damage and then double it. My 5e ruling, because of the way 5e combat works, is just to double the amount of dice that you roll.
Okay. Then let me roll a second time. Not you. You're never gonna guess what I just rolled.
Oh, no.
1.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
10. That's still not bad. Like, it's still decent good chunk of damage.
That's alright. He's
Question,
sexy
how
while he
tall are
does
these
it.
things compared to Alex?
A little bit taller than him.
Oh my god. Well, now we know why it's
Jesus.
comfortable for you to walk around in.
Scary.
I have a second attack. I'm attacking.
Do it.
Go for it.
I can't even be mad. uh, 18.
Hits.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm not rolling you either. Oh, that's good. 12.
Smack up.
You bring the hammer down, and you don't know exactly how these things work, but you kind of go, well, it kind of looks like armor. So you bring it down in such a way where you know, like a normal set of armor would have like a weak point in the shoulder joint.
Mm-hmm.
And you bring your hammer down into it, and you catch the edge of where the shoulder plate is, and you just shred through the metal that the arm, like, there is no way it's staying on. And as it falls to the ground, the like blue sparks, Irene, that you saw earlier start to kind of like fritz out of the edge of it, and it collapses in a pile of metal.
Oh my god.
You rolled just enough damage on the second one to kill it.
Let's go.
Yes! Alright. You know what? I get 5 of these a day. Fuck it. War Priest. I'm attacking the other one, too.
Yes.
Go for it.
Fuck him up!
Oh, I'm so glad
that
I
is
gave
not
you
so
that.
good. That is not so good, but that is fine. 12, I'm guessing misses.
Unfortunately, yeah.
It's about the spirit of the matter. I can
This
attack
is
3
true.
times per... Hasted, I can attack 4 times per turn if I don't use my movement.
Oh.
King shit.
You
Let's
turn
go.
and sort of with this, like, the rush of that, you feel like the momentum of your hammer want to swing back up and around, and almost like something is pulling your shoulder along with it, like that, like something familiar pulling your shoulder and your arm along with it around. And while you're not fully in control of it, you swing it, and it just sort of misses the side of its head, but you crack into the wall of this compartment and break off a chunk of the wall.
Yeah!
Fuck yeah, fuck yeah!
I'm so powerful.
Yes, he is.
Violence!
All
I
right.
must haste him more
This
often.
thing.
That is my turn.
This thing
Your
is
AC
going
is
to
also better.
charging Alex up in the refrigerator works.
I put Alex in the fridge earlier in a Tupperware with a lot of
Yeah.
leaves, and it's clearly helped him.
Yeah, he ate all the leaves and they're fueling him.
And the one that you have remaining sort of steps out of its compartment. I don't have the compartments marked off because the size is a little weird. And its head sort of turns towards you, and you can see now that blue, like, electric light on the inside of the skull looking back at you, and almost on the edges of where the like visor the darkness on the side of the helmets start. You can see almost little runs of light trying to spark along the edges, but not quite able to do so. And it looks at you, and then it sort of... It makes a sound. Not the beeping, but... And it sounds broken and what we would know as static sound, like when you hold a microphone a little too close to a speaker, but it doesn't quite do the feedback, but it like crackles.
Oh.
And then you watch it with like ease almost. Sort of shoulder its way forward and then up and over this seat to stand sort of behind you. And it's gonna swing twice.
Huh. Yeah.
You have a +2 to your AC as well.
Yeah, I got a pretty good AC right now.
Yes.
The first one is going to be an 11.
Miss.
The second is going to be a dirty 20.
Just hits.
I had to roll a 16 for that, so...
I'm so sexy and powerful. Hasted, if I had my shield on, my AC would be a 22.
No.
That's going to be 5 points of damage.
Okay. Attacking him.
And you notice that it is not the most dexterous thing, and it doesn't move very fast, but it seems to be able to navigate up and over these seat backs very quickly and efficiently.
Mm-hmm.
Security bots.
Mm-hmm.
Irene.
Knights at ladies.
That's me. That's my job.
Granny.
Frosting it.
Frosting it.
Frost.
That'll hit.
What am I frosting? 3 whole points of damage. Second frosting it. Jesus Christ. 15.
No. Sorry.
Alright.
3 points of damage?
3 whole points of damage.
The way this thing moves over the seat back as it's climbing, it kind of moves a little bit in the way that you're not expecting, so your aim's a little off when your spell fires, but you still manage to kind of clip a little bit on like it's like upper thigh. Anything else?
No, I'm chilling.
Julius, you
Oh,
can
God.
see it now. So can you, Aster.
Yeah.
This thing is big.
Ooh. Nice. Yeah, let's see if I can hit it with a couple things. What do I want to hit you with? Well, my best stuff is honestly my cantrips if I don't want to use fireball. Yeah, fuck it. Let's use a firebolt, I believe. Well, hold on. I can do my bonus action. I will cast spiritual weapon at 2nd level. So that's, and I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna put it right here, right next to Alex. Spear.
Alex, that familiar sort of spectral spear comes into being right next to you.
Do I have? That was. Yes, 60 feet. Okay, we're good. Natural 20. For a 28 to hit?
Stab. Yeah, stab her.
Okay. That's a D8 plus
Stab 'em.
5. I haven't rolled a fucking critical with that ever. I swear. That's a 4 and... Is that yeah, that's 14 points of force damage, I think?
This spear shoots dead through, like, a crack in the armor in the side, and Alex, you see it go clean through, and in a shower of blue sparks, and the thing collapses.
Yeah!
Fuck yeah.
Congratulations.
Did it.
Yeah.
Granny is done fucking around and finding out forever. I forgot the consequences of being a very old gnome and taking damage. My AC is so low.
Oh no.
What's your AC?
I mean, it's a 14 with mage armor, and I'm lucky I remembered to have mage armor. You know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mine's a 15 with mage armor.
Asta is gonna step over and give Granny a little bit of healing.
She's actually all right. She's only 10. She's still got 36 hit points.
If a minute
He's
passes...
still going to give her the healing hands.
This is fair. I didn't want you to feel like it was a super priority.
Yeah, take 7 hit points back.
Yay. Thank you.
As Asta just gentle pat on the shoulder.
Also, Alex, when haste wears off, you are slowed for a moment.
Yeah, Alex, you feel for a second just this wave of exhaustion, and then you blink and shake your head, and you're like, okay, let's go.
Okay, I have no emotions about this whatsoever.
Mm.
I want to look at the remains of the metal things.
Okay. Make a investigation or arcana check. Anyone else can as well if they want to investigate the
I
metal
would like
things.
to.
Yes.
I should probably make an arcana
Asta,
check.
what are
That's
you
what I'm
gonna
good
do?
at.
I want to invest.
No, I think he's gonna do
no.
investigation, even though he's not particularly good at it. I think he's
Hmm.
more
Well, yeah, what
interested
are you-
in sort of the mechanics rather than the magic.
Which one are you guys doing?
I was gonna investigate. I didn't roll very well.
Okay, because my number is the same either way.
Yeah, exactly. I'm doing investigation.
We have one
so
arcana
we'll have-
and one investigation. 2 arcana, and then...
Oh, Joe, what'd you get?
I've got a 21 investigation.
Okay, so yeah, we're set. We got
Okay.
info.
Yeah, Julius, you're a little bit like out of your depth here.
Mm-hmm.
You have no concept of what this is.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
You've seen like clockwork things before, but never to this scale. Certainly never to the strength, size, or efficiency. I need you all to realize Enjira is a pre-industrial society.
Mm-hmm.
We are hinging on the edge of the Industrial Revolution, but not getting there yet.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
There are some
we
crafts.
are eventually going to have it inflicted upon us, but not quite yet.
The steam engines are close.
Certainly within just about all of your lifetimes.
Yes.
You didn't have to look at me like that, bro.
Sorry.
No! Oh my god, Granny's never gonna get to drive a car. Fuck!
Oh my
I
god,
feel like that might be a good thing.
Granny
No,
would be
I think
great
she-
at driving a car. What are you talking
Oh
about?
my god. Julius. Oh, sorry.
But, like, my point is, you have seen craftsmen that have made, like, particularly for, like, the festival, people will make absolutely gorgeous, like, artistic clockwork, like, automata, but it's
Yes.
usually like they play one song on a small piano, or they perform one like task over and over and over again. This is not only not clockwork. What the fuck?
Yeah. what
There's
the
no
fuck?
man in there.
There's no man in there.
Where's
What
the
the
little
fuck?
guy?
Alex. With your Arcana check, you can definitely, like, note the presence of magic in these things. They give off sort of this, like, heady aura that almost makes, like, your fur stand on end if you get a little too close to it, even now that they are busted.
I don't like this.
Irene, you very much are like, you get the whoof from it the same way Alex does. But you rolled high enough, and you can sort of look at some of it enough to know that while these things are clearly magic to some extent, that is not even close to what they all are. You don't know what else is in there powering those things. You've never seen magic spark like that before. You've seen it create lightning, sure, but not like that. Aster. Literally. Aster, your investigation. Turning it over, I'm not going to let you unlock the secrets of automata engineering, but you are able to look at this and you have seen the inside of bodies before, both in terms of the job, but also in terms of, like, studying anatomy, studying cadavers.
I had to do my fucking medical training.
You did. And though you were not a doctor, you still had a fun little let's cut open a body experience for research. And the thing about most bodies is that even if you don't really know what all of it does, you can with enough sort of patience be able to see connections between things, organ systems, the skeletal runnings, the way the spine works as, like, bone surrounding nervous system surrounding with tissue around it. PK's, like, smirking at me as I'm trying to come up with...
I know the little, like, diagrams with, like, the vinyl layering,
Yeah.
like, flipping them over. I know exactly why you're describing it the way that you are, because of the...
Yeah. And so, while the inside of these things don't look like a body, you are able to sort of start tracing the way things are connected together, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
The way the outer plates are sort of layered on top of each other to create protected mobility. Oftentimes, clockwork autonoma sometimes doesn't always have the smoothest of movements.
Yeah, it's very difficult to do the smooth movements.
But the way these things were moving almost with something akin to human sort of fluidity. You can see the way like the metal like around where joints would be is kind of layered in the way to like give it the ability to like bend and extend and return. You can see sort of the way like bundles of tubing and what you realize are thin pieces of metal, which we would call wiring, are sort of bundled together, just like back in the building with that big fucking thing in the center of the room. The way that they're bundled together to run through the entirety of the shape, right?
Yeah.
It's not anatomical, but it has an anatomy.
Yeah. That makes sense.
You would have to like take this and spend hours, if not days or weeks, pulling it apart to get any sense of the complexity of it. But like you can see how intricately it is connected together to create whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah. I think Asta has a thought of, there's like 4 people I know at work who, if I could give them this, they would descend upon it like a pack of starving dogs. But I don't want to heft this thing to them.
Mm-hmm.
And 4 is probably a bit lower, but that's sort of off the top of his head. He's like, there are 4 people I can think of who, if they saw this thing, they would
go a little rabid. All of that blue light, now that the sparking is done, is gone. It's
Okay.
dark on the inside.
Huh. So the blue light was something like a pulse? That is said out loud as he's sort of turning over like what would have been the arm.
Maybe it has something to do with whatever that blue stuff is that's glowing outside. I mean,
Maybe.
when we turned that thing on, it
Magical.
lit everything up.
There's something other than magic that must be doing this, because this isn't all arcane. But I haven't the slightest clue what it might be otherwise.
And we need to be focused on getting Ando out of here. So, as interesting as it is,
Yes.
I don't think either of these are the Monique. Is that who you
Well-
said?
Well, I certainly hope not. They're not coming up anytime soon, I don't think. Why is that? Oh, I'm sorry.
Can Asta, like, take a piece off of one of them that has some of the stuff to give? But he doesn't want to lug the whole thing, but, like, take, like, a chunk that has maybe some of these connections.
You could take like the forearm and hand. I wouldn't allow you to take the whole arm. That would also be a bit of a monster to carry.
But the forearm and hand, I think, it is enough to make some to make some people go gaga.
All right. Go ahead
Bring
and
back mechanical pieces like a cat bringing a mouse back to.
Partially eaten.
go ahead and take the automaton arm. You don't really know what else to call it. You've heard the word automaton as in relationship to.
I'll put a question mark there, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is still the closed door at the head of the carriage. Nin and Ixalia kind of like finally catch up and are like, you do have to fill them in a little bit, and Nin is
Yeah.
like, I miss them moving.
It wasn't always cracked up to be.
Once, dearie.
Sorry.
And if there's
She-
not, we can probably like show you what it looked like with some illusionary stuff.
She pouts a little bit still, but okay.
All right, let's see if there's another one just like this out this door.
Again, you sort of. What was that, Alex?
Maybe I should go first.
Maybe you should go first, dearie.
Alex is going to go first.
You all are starting to notice the more you clump up, the harder it is to maneuver around these spaces. While there is more than enough space for, say, Alex to move around pretty comfortably on his own, it's hard for even two of the smallest of you to fit together side by side.
Yeah.
You have to do a little bit of dancing. Y'all know how a subway train works. You've been on trains.
Yeah.
I haven't been on a train,
yeah.
but I
I
sure
work
know
in a
buses.
small space. I work in a
Mhm.
small space similar to that. Yes, the struggle's so real.
I
So
am just
true.
vividly taken back to trying to get my fucking lunch at the buffet call.
Mm-hmm.
On my way back from Sydney.
Once again, Alex, both doors open pretty easily for you. You're starting to get kind of used to how they move now. You find if you push too hard, they actually kind of stop and resist harder, and you have to kind of do a smoother sort of push. At least when they're working properly and not busted on their side. The next car you enter is different. Instead of this sort of bare bones utilitarian, like, seat after seat after seat, the way you sort of enter now sort of looks a little bit more like when you enter a tavern and there's a seat in a corner booth and it's pressed up against the walls with a little bit sort of covering the sides of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes, luxury seating.
Luxury seating that are sort of, stamped one after the other down this sort of long walkway that looks as though the whole thing is covered in a rug, but the edges of it are pushed into the ground underneath a lip of metal. You don't think you could pull it up. Carpeting.
Carpeting.
But what catches your attention more, Alex, is further down the train car.
Okay, yeah, I go. Further?
Nope, that's good. In fact, you'd probably even notice this before you even get there. Around the corner of one of these little luxury carts, they're all kind of sectioned off from each other all the way to the top of the ceiling, creating these little cubby holes almost. Is another one of these guys. Sort of the way he's moving, like the weapon in its arm has not been drawn, but it's sort of stepping forward and walking, and like the way the head tilts around the corner, you get the impression of like the patrol of a soldier.
Hey.
It sort of looks at you, and this one is kind of odd because the helmet, there's the black inside and the sparks like going around the side of it, but the edges of where the front visor would be where you had been seeing the light sort of run and around the edges of it on one of the previous ones. One of it where about where an eye might be. It's almost like a thin film of light sort of stretches across it, sort of flickering at the edges towards the rest of the blackened sort of hole, but this thin blue light that stretches across it. And you realize it's looking at you because the more you look at the light, the more you realize that the light is sort of shifting and there's a shape in it. And not just a shape, but what looks like might be an image of like an eye.
Fucking Zelda looking, Zelda enemy looking motherfucker.
And it makes another noise, and you see another one start to step out as well, sort of looking almost as this one sort of makes a very similar bit of noise that the ones in the last train car had done. And then they pause for a second, like awaiting a response.
Hi. Alex kind of like puts like his hand, not like proper up, but just kind of like right by his head. Like, I'm no weapons, sir. Warhammer is put away. Well, more like slung over his back, but you know.
There's a pause, and then you hear a beep, 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 and then the noise again, but it's different. It's like the
Is it trying to talk?
Just passing through. You know how it is. I'm taking one step forward.
It immediately snaps up in an intention. You see the blade comes out.
Hey, it's fine. I don't have any weapons. They definitely do not understand me.
I'm wondering if I can do something.
Hey, Alex.
Yeah. What's up?
You wouldn't happen. There's a spell that I think I can do, and I'm pretty sure you would be able to as well, that lets basically anything you speak to understand you.
Oh. I do have to touch them to do that, is the thing.
But
I do have.
Do it on yourself if you've got this. If you've got the ability to cast the spell. I don't have it right now because I didn't think we'd need it.
Oh yeah, fuck it. I'll cast tongues on myself. Yeah, that works.
Hey.
I have that prepared. I didn't unprepare it from a while ago, so.
All right.
And when the target speaks, any creature that knows at least one language and can hear the target understands what it says.
Fuck yeah.
Alex clutch
so
moments.
Alex, like, hand to chest, spell cast, hands go back to the I got no weapons pose. He's like, hey, mean you no harm. Just passing through.
There's again the like beep, 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 and then the crackle of something, like in it, and magic detect.
Yeah, I just needed it to speak to you. Sorry about that.
These are bad noises.
Yeah. Alex not a fan, but he's chilling. I mean,
Maybe ask about Monique as well.
I don't know if we're on good enough terms yet.
Fair enough. I am trusting you with this.
I could try something, but I think that might make them try to attack us, so I'm not going to.
Yeah, I wouldn't cast any spells right now. Put your weapons away. Yeah, weapons are away. No harm. Just gotta pass through.
I didn't. You are getting sounds out of this thing.
If I take another step, do they get mad?
They get mad.
Oh God. Please.
Server unconnect ticket, please.
It's just like Starbucks, the Wi-Fi is down.
No!
These are my registers. Fuck.
Oh no!
Now I can't kill them. They're my buddies.
Does anybody know the answer to my question in Pope Fight?
I have to look.
I think it might be you, yeah.
I think it's me. Do I have the fucking card thing from the escape?
It's in your pocket, yeah.
I don't know if there's any way Granny would make that inference. Like, this is a card, these are guys, maybe that is something that would be helpful at this moment.
I don't think Alex would either.
I don't know if
Who
there's
would?
any... Because on
there
a
any-
meta level, it seems a very easy logical jump to make, but on an in-character level, I don't think it is, because...
None of us know what's going on.
Yeah, I
because
mean,
it's not like scanning cards is a thing.
yeah.
But I did know that the card was important based on the information I got there.
Make an intelligence check.
Come on, Granny.
I don't fuck it up
You
now.
have this.
16.
You don't know that it's asked for a ticket. You know you have a couple of things from the building in your pocket.
Okay, so no.
Tick it, please. Or tick. That's what you're getting. Like,
Ticket? What's it?
Ticket?
Do these boxes need tickets? Is that why they're attacking us?
I have no clue.
Do
What
we have
is
a
it?
ticket?
Julius looks back at Aster like, got a ticket? I got a
looks like
bird.
the pieces of paper and the card that, like, whatever she had from the escape room, which included the note that was talking about Monique and the card. Be like, well, these are about all I have.
Does the card look like a ticket?
Um,
Would I make that leap?
I would say you understand the concept of a ticketing system.
Yes.
That's step one.
Yeah, I am coming at this with Alex understands what a ticketing system is and understands like why you needed Alex understands the general concept of tickets. Would Alex make the leap of the stuff we got from an escape room is a ticket because I don't think he's used to them looking like that, and this cow is autistic.
he is very much not used to them looking like that at all. But at the same time, it's like you don't know what any of this is.
That's true. I am in an unfamiliar environment. Can I take? Maybe we'll give it. Can I have that? Let me see if they recognize it.
Granny will hand over all of the things she has.
I'm gonna hold them up one by one.
The one that has been speaking approaches you. And it's Alex, you are not used to being shorter than anything. It sort of moves with that creaking metal noise. And you hold it out, and then you watch something spark again in the helmet, and a light from the center of the top of the helmet sort of flickers on, and you watch it sort of. It makes like a line of blue light across your hand, and you watch it move down over the things you're holding towards it.
What the fuck?
And you hear the like. Also, Jasper. It's the mark of the devil.
Mark of the fucking devil.
Get
Would you like outside? Is that what you are demanding? Are you demanding balcony time?
And it sort of scans over your hand, and then it blinks twice and goes out, and then you hear.
Will this cover all of us?
Admin. Admin. Request. Password. Admin.
Oh no. Is the fucking password on any of the other shit?
Make an intelligence check.
We need fucking
Alex.
passwords.
No.
No.
That's a 6.
Oh.
So first off, the papers are in a language you don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I asked that, and then I was immediately after I said that, I was like, well, even if there was a password, like I'd fucking know.
Yeah, you don't know any of this, and Irene, your detect your comprehend language is like 10 minutes of long gone now.
But I've read everything though.
But you read everything so far. And I'll let you make an intelligence check to see if you can like think about what you read.
Yeah, Alex is like,
23.
They need a password? I don't know what a password is, do I? No, I do know what password is used.
You would know what a password is.
I know, I said that, and then I was like, I forgot, as soon as I said that, again, I forgot password was a word that meant more things than just computer password.
Fucking relatable.
Yeah.
I also had a mom. I was like, password. Did I use that?
Yeah. You're
Alex
so
definitely
valid.
knows Alex definitely knows what a fucking password is. Jesus.
You remember something that translated for you as I'm trying to think like how to phrase it, how it would translate. Because I didn't expect you to talk to the security robots.
Shocker.
Oh no.
Fuck yeah, Alex!
Hungs. Hell yeah, you were about to get fucking attacked again.
I'm gonna keep that always prepared now. That came in clutch.
Yeah.
You remember something. You remember a listing of a couple of passwords. Particularly from the stuff you got from the office space. Something called a systems password. Something maintenance, and then one labeled security.
I am going to say out loud the security one first for Alex to repeat, because I think perhaps that's my best bet, because these look like security.
This is really, really clever. And I'm really gonna give it a shot. But I'm gonna roll for it.
Please.
Alex, the word that Irene gives you essentially what to you sounds like a series of not necessarily letters. The writing system you all are all based in are not necessarily an alphabet system, but essentially the close, like, alphabetic sounds for you, alongside a couple of numbers. And you turn around and you repeat it to it, and you hear the like the held beep noise for a second, and then and then
These work.
admin bypass accept it.
Yes!
Yes!
Hello. 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 Pierre.
Yeah.
Hello.
Who's Pierre?
Apparently the admin.
You guys can go back to your compartments, or wherever you need to, like, chill out. Take a rest.
There's that, like, the beep noise, and then the two little and he turns around, and the other guy starts to head in that direction as well. And their little compartments are sort of like picked behind the seating here. Like, the seating here is a little bit shorter and comes in, and they kind of fold themselves into these little compartments here.
Did it work?
Oh my god. Yeah.
Winning.
Yeah, that worked. Fuck. Okay, yeah, that worked. Okay. All right, we're good. Let's go. Anything else to see in this train car?
That is brilliant.
It also looks a little bit like a disaster in here now that you have a chance to look around a little bit.
I can't believe that worked.
Yeah.
With
Fucking incredible that worked.
Alex
with
superiority.
fabric and papers spread around, you do find what looks like jewelry, maybe. Sort of like half broken on this seat here. And then as you get towards this up here, you sort of look into this compartment and you see sat up on the seat something else that looks very similar to the automatons you just sort of shut off, but bigger almost even, and more trim, not quite as much armor, but what looks like a long sort of, it's not a pole arm, but if you didn't know better, it looks like a sword hilt that has, instead of just a sword coming out of it, 2 long metal struts that run up parallel to each other. Next to it looks like another one of those ruddy sort of splotches against the upholstery and the wall, and it's sort of, you see trails of it heading down and then through this door.
Any ideas?
Is this one aggro?
Nope.
Could just walk past.
I still got tongues going. How long does that last?
It lasts
For
an hour.
Yeah, it lasts an hour.
It does
So I
not
could
look.
say hi.
There's none of that sparking. There is.
Oh, is it dead? Does it look dead?
It looks as like dead as now the other 2 look in their compartments.
Okay.
If we were all in person, you disabled the security mechanism, so you would have just watched me rip up an enemy sheet in front of you.
Aw.
Yes.
That was the mini boss of the train. The other 2 were gonna wake it up.
You keep handing us bosses and we say no thank you to them.
Literally, gay people will look at a boss and be like, I don't want to have this fight today. And Parker will be like, there's not another option. They'll be like, well.
There is.
See,
I didn't know
Alex?
that you still. I didn't know that like you still had tongues. B, that tongues worked exactly that way. Because technically, the way that they work, tongues would apply.
God.
Yeah.
Fucking glad you had tongues. 'Cause
Amazing.
if it doesn't, he's got speak with dead at the moment. Which, if we find like a corpse, I can.
Yeah.
God.
I don't.
Literal
When
Alex.
the fuck
Alex
did I
moments.
prepare tongues?
Yeah.
Alex moments. I'm Zone of Truth and Tongues, the 2 Alex always prepared character spells.
Hottest man alive.
Thank you. I hope Julius appreciates it.
Oh yeah. It's in the memory bank.
Okay. I am gonna try to camera though. because
Mhm.
having my phone propped up like this is kind of annoying. But it is she. She is witnessing.
She is
Witnessing.
witnessing.
Out the door. Well, actually, Alex, like,
the test of those, like, oh hey, we want to experiment with multiple actions.
Alex, like, grabs his warhammer by the head, like,
Hmm.
pokes it with the handle.
It doesn't respond.
Move. Doesn't move.
Nope.
I think we're good.
Phew.
Let's go.
Yeehaw.
I'm fucking going.
Asta is gonna fill Nin and Ix in on that.
Mm-hmm. They were there actually watching this happen. I just had not moved them forward because I forgot about them for a second. Sorry, my loves.
Yeah.
I'm not really thinking about you very hard at the moment.
Gotta worry about robots.
Gotta
Yeah.
worry about robots. Because
is true.
surprise,
Oh.
robots.
And these would have been cramped as hell quarters for a mini boss encounter.
Yep,
Gee, that would have
Sorry,
sucked.
Parker.
sure would have.
Imagine
Sorry, Parker.
fighting a mini boss.
Imagine fighting a mini boss with a 4-weapon multi-attack in cramped quarters.
Oh my God.
That would have been so
Alex
good.
Okay,
He's
can
the
we-
best man in the world, and if anybody
we
says
fight-
anything bad about him ever again, I'm gonna remind everybody this day today. If an NPC ever has something to say about Alex, it's like, excuse you, this man had tongues prepared at the exact right time.
Okay,
Oh man.
but it would have been really funny for it to attack 4 times, and then Alex rocks up and reks its shit 4 times.
Yeah.
Also
I'll
would've
haste
been
you every
funny.
time, buddy. I
Um,
got your back.
Please,
if only there weren't
please
side
haste me.
effects.
I will save the electric swordsman and use him later.
Oh,
Yeah!
yes.
Let's
Which
go!
is a shame, because you can't tell me that if we'd managed to do it that fight, we wouldn't have taken those fucking electric swords.
Yeah, you don't know that's what that is, so you don't get it.
That's
No,
alright.
no.
He'll
But
come
I mean,
back to us
you
later.
could take it, but you don't know how to turn it on. Like,
Yeah.
I would make you roll some hella checks and make you like go to professionals to get that shit on at this point. But
That's alright.
in the universe in which we did this mini boss encounter, you can't tell me that Ix and Nin wouldn't be fucking delighted by electric swords.
yeah,
See my sword, man.
Um,
Sword.
Reasons, and Nin should not be left unsupervised with an electric sword.
Nin should always be left unsupervised with any weapon she wants to be unsupervised.
so
Nin
yeah, I'm not
needs
saying
this-
no, you cannot take it. I'm just saying make me a hell of a pitch as to know why you would know to take it, and I'll let you have it. But
Nah,
Uh,
not
In
yet.
this
Alex.
reality, when we run into it again.
Alex, when you get up to this door, this one unfortunately is locked.
X.
X comes on up.
Buddy.
Thank you, Ix. I love you.
Can Asta tap Ix on the shoulder while they are passing and give them dexterity enhanced ability?
Uh-huh.
So they can have advantage to pick this lock?
Sure.
Because who the hell knows how complicated that lock's gonna be?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's dex that you use for these tools, right?
Yep. So one of them was a natural 20
Sec.
Yes. So many nat
for
20s
for
today.
27. And Ix sort of pops down on one, and it takes Ix a little bit longer than you're used to.
Yeah.
But like not for their lack of skill or enthusiasm or the amount of things that they're trying, but just for like having to figure this shit out. This is a lock they've never seen before.
This is an electric magnetic lock that they have never experienced anything of, and the power is off.
They're
You're
doing
sta-
some lockpicking lawyer shit. They're
Yeah.
like, and now I'm going to get the shim that I made out of a Coke can.
They sort of, but then you watch them pop something and something clicks and they sort of slide the door open and they're like, well, after half of the defenses, it's still just a lock. All right.
Nice.
Nice work.
Thank you. and you can all head inside. This room is weird. You've never seen anything like the inside of this room before.
Yeah.
The metal cross hatching of the floor is still the same, but there's these sort of like odd little containers on these sides, but then as you look at them, there's no way to open them, and you just sort of look down and you see a series of what look like very small tubes and wires and pipes and dials and displays. Some of them are blinking at you, some of them are completely dead, some of them look like they've been completely whited out. But it kind of contributes this soft little weird glow on the room.
Julius is fascinated. He was looking around before, but he's like, this architecture is fucking crazy.
Alex doesn't understand any of this and would like to open the door.
This door opens well. As you walk into this next room, you're going to realize this is the front of the train, and it seems like just the entrance to this part of the train was locked, because that's usually how trains work.
Yeah.
We've
This
all
is
been
true.
on a train.
I haven't, but I know the basic idea.
This small sort of hallway here, and there's a couple of doors on either side, that at least Ix will like stick their head in if no one else does, and there is just like the walls on each side are just covered in more of that like pipe work machinery, and you have no idea where to even fucking begin. Like,
Anything making
and
the
as
weird...
you enter,
Sorry, I was just gonna ask if anything was making noises or anything. Go ahead.
you can hear like a faint humming from almost the entirety of this car.
Cool.
And as you enter this front, sorry for moving you, Alex, but
It's okay.
I presume Alex is heading towards the front.
Oh yeah.
It's the cockpit of a train. There are a couple of seats there in front of this console that, like the things in the containers, like I know what you're talking about, PK. But there are like buttons and levers and dials and like display monitors, and you have no idea what the fuck any of that is. And in the center here, there's a bit of a weird sort of thing in that there's like 4 like metal struts coming up and out of the ground, creating like sort of this 4-point like holder in the center where they all come together. And glowing faintly, stuck like into like line, like not stuck, but like resting in this hold is like this small little ball that looks maybe like dragon silk, or waterfall iron maybe, but it's like in this like ball no bigger than like what we would consider like a softball. And it has like carvings that run the outside of it in different circumferences. And sticking up from the ground in between the 4 pipes that are holding this thing together, there are 4 more metal struts that have like little glass tubes on them in a row of 3, and one of them on either side of like the glass tubes is like sparking out, but none of the others seem to be doing anything. And in this chair, this console chair here, there seems to be a slumped skeleton.
Oh.
Okay.
That looks like a Monique to me. I'm just saying, boys.
The
somebody
ruddy
important enough to
stain,
know.
the ruddy stain sort of trailing out of the chair. Even the windows here are shattered out.
I wonder what happened.
I mean, I can ask, but Alex, I will need you to cast the understanding spell on me as well, because I doubt we're going to speak the same language, based on how old everything is.
Yeah, okay. Tongues on Aster. I'm not. Don't let me cast any other 3rd level spells until a long rest.
Okay.
Unless combat happens.
No, not even unless combat happens. I gotta save a Revivify.
So.
And I'd rather be able to cast a 4th level.
Yeah. And I'm gonna carefully scooch past my friends and see if I can cast Speak with Dead on the skeleton.
Yeah. Outside of this hallway, in both parts of this carriage, there's actually quite a bit of more room to move around each other.
Okay.
The hallway is the exception.
Yeah.
But you sort of get there, and this like. It seems as though a bit is if it's you don't know exactly what's holding it together. Maybe the remains of the nervous system, maybe
Yeah.
entropy. But the head and chest is like resting on the console, sort of slumped with the head sideways, as if whoever this was like died over it. And you can see amongst the panels something that looks like the keypad on the door on the other side that is just covered in that rusty stain.
Yeah. Did you locking it? He hasn't cast it yet, but he's kind of sort of thinking out loud. Did you locking it off? Because you clearly struggled your way back here. What happened to you? And unless the party is going to stop him, he is going to cast Speak with Dead on the skeleton. He's going to grab the incense and ignite it, and go through the process and hope that nothing fucking jumps him.
You've all at this point seen Aster cast Speak with Dead, but with a largely fresh corpse, and while even that was kind of disconcerting, there's something very weird about the way this sort of dark lit magic sort of runs up and over the bones and sort of grabs onto the head and skull. And while it doesn't like reform the idea of a face or anything, it sort of runs itself around the jaw hinge and the bottom sort of the skull, and the jaw sort of slides open a little bit. What's your first question?
Are you Monique? And he's relying on the fact that Tongues is also active.
yes, Alex, you are also able to understand what she says. As she sort of... Yeah. Can I ask who is speaking? Less as though she's like actually answering the question. It feels more like a rote response.
Yeah. I was told to talk to you about the emergency lock system. He is making some guesses.
Mm-hmm. What about it? Or no, she just, because that's your second question. She goes, what about it?
Sorry, I'm flipping a coin. And actually, no, he wouldn't have even heard that. He wouldn't have heard or understood the name, so he can't even name drop.
Yeah.
Someone is... Someone is stuck there, and we want to try and rescue them. Could we please have the code?
Stuck where? I hope on this side of Akisna, or I will not be able to help you. And I'll drop that name in chat.
Hello?
Huh. Behind the door with the very similar... I don't know how Aster expresses the keypad. Like, he wants to be understood, but he doesn't want to go, like, the thing that is under where your hand was. He wants to express it in clarity, but I can't figure out how he does.
I'm willing to take that.
Yeah. Because he can't get the other keypad.
Yes, the keypads. I have the code. For which direction? West or east?
East. I think. Out of character,
It
that's
would.
correct, right?
It would.
It would be east.
Yeah, it would be the east. It would be
Okay.
the east tunnel.
I just had to make sure, because I wasn't actually sure if the map we were on was, like, oriented north to south, or otherwise. But yeah, so the eastern gate.
I presume you ask you eventually you phrase a question in there to get her to
Yeah.
respond.
Could we please have the code to the eastern gate?
She sort of 4, 6, 8, 3, 5. Be careful. I cannot contact headquarters.
Buddy,
And that was my
there's no
5.
headquarters
correct?
anymore.
Yep, that's your 5. And the magic
that's
releases
kind of-
her.
Yeah, as it releases. Thank you, Monique. May your rest be easier than your ending was. Right. So I hope someone else wrote down that code, thank you, because I was a bit focused on the RP.
Yeah.
I got you, buddy.
Julius, like, leans over to Nimmer and is just like, I didn't catch a word of that.
On 6, 8, 3, 5.
French was canon.
Stop speaking French at me.
Spoke French.
Too many people they can't all be French, Parker.
There's a fucking Pierre.
The look he just gave me, I need everybody to understand, the look that I just got from Parker was like, I said they can't all be French, and the look I'm receiving right now is like, yes, they can.
God.
I'm receiving a what are you gonna do about it look, and I'm not happy about it.
Could make them all French.
You know what I'm gonna do about it? Go and get my grandson.
As I think once Asta stands, he's sort of gonna... Nana, does Kisna mean anything to you?
Akizna.
Akizna?
Make a history check.
I'd love to make it.
Come on, Granny.
Nope. 10.
Fuck.
I rolled a 2 on the dice, boys.
Oof.
Yeah, it was a 2 on the dice.
Oh my god.
You don't know it. You know where you might be able to look.
Well, you know, I can certainly, ask around about it, but it's not something I know off the top of my head.
Okay. It can be something for later.
Could go look in the library, dear. We could do a little research project.
We could. And she did give us the code.
Oh, good. Let's go do that then.
I am not going to make you physically drag yourself down this map again.
Return.
Return.
Teleport.
There were other questions I could have asked her, but our priority right now is under, and while Asta wanted to know what happened, it was not worth...
Yeah. We got the code. Or you got the code at least.
Yes.
There was a puzzle that you could have used to figure it out, but Speak with Dead works.
Alex has tongues and Asta has Speak with Dead. Between them...
Can we just do the puzzle anyway? For fun.
I will after session I will provide you with the puzzle that you can do it with.
Nice.
Yay.
Extra credit.
But I do not want to derail at the moment. Derail.
There.
Just
certainly is derailed.
Like
Irene is fucking.
Irene is power walking as much as a little grandma can power walk. By God, she's power walking.
Julius
Let's
is
go.
on your heels.
Hold on. Do you want to go faster?
Yes, please.
Alex picks her up.
Yay!
Hell yeah.
Get yoinked,
Haste
idiot.
you.
Get yoinked, idiot.
He asked first.
Get
Yeah.
lifted, Grandma.
Get lifted. And you all make your way back down the train tunnel and all the way back over to the other door, which, now that you're standing in front of it with the power on, one of the little bulbs by the keypad is now lit a little red.
Well, that's new.
You press the first number.
Are we going to do all the numbers?
Mm-hmm.
You put the whole code in and get a red flash again.
Do we still have the thingy?
You still have the key part.
Key card?
Yeah.
Oh,
Hold on.
key card.
Apply to problem?
Apply to problem.
Solution, apply?
You
Alex,
apply the
like-
solution to the.
It's like an adventure game.
Alex takes out the. Alex looks at it, flash, is like, That means it didn't work, right?
Yeah,
the door
red
didn't open.
generally means no.
What if it's like, and he like pulls the key card out and he's like, "Come on, Pierre," and like just starts like pressing it against random parts of the machine, seeing if it works.
Who the hell is
Ye-
Pierre?
You press
Hacker
it up
Sona.
against like the keypad, and you see it, and the green light flashes on, but the red light is still on.
Ah. Numbers.
Hacker Pierre.
Numbers
again.
go in. The red light blinks off, and you see the door start to slide upwards.
Yes!
Yes.
Hacker Sona Pierre to the rescue.
I believe
Alex,
has
or
a
as
last
I like
name
to
now.
call him, Pierre.
Pierre.
Alex
Darling
Pierre.
Pierre.
Alex Pierre.
Jesus Christ.
That kind of fucks. I'm not gonna lie.
It does kind of fuck.
Alex Pierre, canonical new name.
PK is like hand flapping stimming.
I'm so...
I think
Um,
for real, actually, if he's ever asked for a last name, Alex is gonna give Pierre now.
Yes!
He's formed
Um,
a bond with this guy who died like 6,000 years ago.
God bless him.
Just like Julius saying he's gonna name his child if he has one, Monique.
Yeah.
Monique's been dead for 6,000 years. That wasn't even her soul. That was just her animating spirit. Her afterlife,
Yeah.
she doesn't even know that happened.
God. Hey, probably for the best.
And that's one of the reasons why Asta was like, yes, we were told to talk to you about the emergency lock. Rather than...
Hey, what's up?
Like,
You're dead.
If he'd known about the name Pierre, he would have actually gone... Pierre said to talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
Can we, my boy?
Can we, yeah.
Yeah,
PK's freaking out. There's a bit of a walk down the tunnel still. It's not immediately just your boy.
I'm speed walking.
You're speed walking.
I'll walk in,
Careful.
making your way downtown.
Making your way down the tunnel. But as you start to the sound of your footsteps just quickly echoing off the stone as you sort of make it go, and eventually you come across a room. The tunnel opens back out again, and the tracks sort of trail up onto a tile floor that looks like everything else here, very old. And up, sort of... I have an image that as soon as it loads, I will bring you to, so you can know what I'm fucking trying to explain. Here you go.
Oh.
Oh, wow, okay.
Where are we? Are we down here?
You're like down here in the middle, yeah.
Ooh.
Grand Station.
Train station.
Train station. They put him in the train station.
Oh, are those statues?
And yes, rising above you can see these like equine statues coming out of the wall in front of you. But just faintly echoing off these empty marble tile halls, you can hear voices coming from the right.
Voices that we recognize?
Yes, coming off in this direction. We're not actually using this map. I just wanted to show you, like, this is what you
Yeah.
walk out into.
Hell yeah.
Can we hear what the voices are saying?
Not from this distance, and it's too echoed on top of each other. But as you start to... I assume Irene is, like, that way.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
as you sort of make your way down, you can hear your footsteps also echoing off this tile as you go 1, 2, 3. This is an odd sensation for most of you. And as you get closer, the voices grow more distinct and more distinct until you hear 2 of them. They sound like they're arguing.
Oh
Boy.
no.
And one of them you hear, "Oh, fucking shove it! God damn, we can't be here for 5 fucking minutes without fucking arguing anymore." And in response you hear, "Well, I'm sorry, I'm not the one who keeps fucking opening his mouth." And as you sort of get closer and closer, you hear the argument go further and further. "Well, I wouldn't have to fucking open my mouth if you didn't keep fucking insulting me. I didn't insult you. I was just stating, you were fucking insulting me, claiming that fucking..." And she was like, "I was stating a fact. Everyone knows your dad kicked you out of the house and that's why you're here." And he goes, "Well, at least I still have parents."
Oh shit!
How close is that?
And as you look, as you start to realize these hall of statues, like in various depictions on either side, you just barely, Alex stops barely just short before a cliff face. Not necessarily too far down, but definitely a sinkhole into the ground where the floor has collapsed a good 20 feet down. And below, you can see Ondo kind of like both of your grandchildren, Irene, in almost in each other's faces.
They're
I
both
say
there,
almost.
no.
I say almost because Ondo is standing with his arms crossed and Aura is sat on the floor in getup you've never seen her before, in this very dark sort of like mottled camouflage that looks more familiar as being something akin to what like Soshu wears. Not quite the same, but same style. But part of it seems to be trapped underneath a fallen statue, and she's stuck there on the floor.
Oh no.
And that is what you come across in this tunnel.
And they're about 20 feet down.
Yeah.
Can
Oh
I,
my God.
after Ondo, because Ondo says that and then we're there,
Yeah.
can I just Misty step so I'm right in front of them?
With a crack, and Irene lands on the ground next to them, and they both startle a second with the sound, and they're sort of shocked out of their arguing as they see you both. They see you standing there all of a sudden.
All right. Ondo, apologize to your cousin.
And what?
Apologize to your cousin.
I think that's where we're going to call session.
Yeah.
Oh
Ready
my
to get their
God.
ass.
As far as getting us down, can I ask to tie off a rope to one of the statues?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Julius.
you can start making you can start doing that, but yeah, unfortunately, the reality of the situation.
Yeah.
God damn, they are
No
in
wonder
the
why
subway.
she didn't show
They are
up.
so stupid. I love them.
Man.